Okay, we'll go ahead and get this out now. I don't want to wait till tomorrow in case I forget. And everybody's going to be in their little festivities anyway, with the family and whoever and whatever. Happy Thanksgiving. I just posted something up on a Telegram channel for a group chat channel. See if I can remember how I said it. I'm gonna share it with y'all too. This is my Thanksgiving message to everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Try not to do your best. Well, no, don't worry about doing your best. Just try not to hurt or harm a Democrat or liberal relative at the table or at whatever place you're at. So some people will go to another relative or friend's house, or they'll go to certain restaurants that offer the Thanksgiving dinners. But anyway, yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving, and please try not to harm or hurt one of your Democrat or liberal relatives. If nothing else, just have a food fight with them. Like somebody said in the group chat I was talking about, somebody said, let the mashed potatoes fly. Why not? Green beans, whatever. Try not to throw the turkey. It tastes too good. But if turkey's what you need in order to win, hey, go for it. If it's a piece of pie or some whipped cream that you need to win that food fight, hey, do your duty. You know it? Do your duty. Also remember, the four words at any get together that can ruin the entire meal for them. You really want to ruin the festivities and make them leave the premises pissed off or moping or pouting or throwing a tantrum. You want to see when I'm throwing a tantrum? Remind them, Trump is your president. Those four words, Trump is your president. See what happens. Let's have some fun. Why not? Now, I'm not saying, purposely harm anybody, verbally or physically, but heck, let's have some fun with them. Might as well. We did the first 4 years. This round's even better. So, with all that being said, and just remember when you're out there on the road, you're traveling. A lot of you are going to start traveling today, or already have started traveling today, if you're able to, unless you have to work. Be very mindful and aware of the road rage that's out there. Yeah, it's very real. It can be funny at times. But sometimes it's very scary, especially when you have your family in the car with you. I recently had some very funny road rage happen to me. This is what I was talking about in the last video. I was going to share it with you. Sorry, there's been a delay in between videos. Just me making the time to do them. Plus, I'm trying to, study for that state insurance license, life insurance license. Just about got it done. Just about got the course done. I'll probably do some of it while we're off. Plus, I've got some more videos. I was going to do a video on road rage, but I figured, heck, why not just incorporate it with the Thanksgiving video? Because we're going, when you're for the holiday, people travel. Perfect. Might as well just incorporate them. And I was going to do one on roadkill, but I'll do that. I'll put that in there as well. And I'll put that in here as well after I do the road rage story. So anyway, we're at an intersection. I'm at an intersection in Chattanooga. I'm in my work truck. And I'm probably, I don't know, the fourth or fifth car behind him. Something like that. Maybe a little bit further. Not by much. Definitely not by much more than that. Because he heard my wake-up call. The light turns green. We're sitting there for several seconds. Finally, I bumped my air horn. That's when I meant he heard my wake-up call. My air horn was my wake-up call. By law, I'm allowed to do that. I bumped the horn. He must have had his windows rolled down. He starts pulling off. And while he's trying to make the turn through the intersection, make the left-hand turn, throws his finger up there at me. You know which one I'm talking about. He's looking back to see, make sure that I'm looking at him. He throws it up there one time, sees things getting in the way, like telephone poles and other crap. He puts it down, waits for another clearing, does it again. Can't confirm that I'm looking at him. Puts it down, does it again, puts it down. He does about two or three times while making this left turn and trying to drive down the road. He's going in the same direction I am, so I'm thinking, okay, if I run into him again, I'll run into him again. He can finish trying to tell me I'm number one, whatever. So I made the turn with everybody else. I made the turn along with everybody else. Up the road, he's pulled over in the emergency lane, getting ready to make another left-hand turn into a car wash. He's having to wait on the traffic to clear so he can make the turn. I go to pass him by. I'm in the right-hand lane, so there's plenty of ways for him to be able to, for us to see each other well enough. Well, as I'm passing him by, I look over at him, at the car. He leans over into the passenger side and flips me off with two birds. So what do? I do the same thing right back to him through the windows. Yes, I was daring him to come after me. I wanted to see how big he really thought he was. Because all he's doing is blowing some steam off. He was a hothead. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that to a hothead. But you know what? The best way to cure a hothead is dare them to go as far as they're going to go. Dare them to go all the way. Most hotheads won't. Most hotheads will not go all the way. That's just a simple fact. Most of them are just smart-ass hotheads who think they're big in their own minds. They think that they're Superman. They think they're invisible. And he was way too old to be acting like this. No, he wasn't a senior citizen, but he was probably in his mid-50s. Still old enough to know better. Old enough to know he was showing his ass off in public. No, he never came after me. But if it had escalated far enough, that's why I'm always ready. It wasn't that I was trying to dare him about anything, but I was technically just defending myself. Verbally. I didn't even bother with him initially. I just laughed at him. And then he just kept on daring. That's why when I went by him, he flipped me off twice. He was pushing to get attention. So I gave him his attention to see what he was going to do next. Didn't do nothing. But my point to it is, don't do what I do unless You know what will happen. Not what may happen, not what could happen. Those are all assumptions. But what will happen based on that, how that person's acting, their body language, their attitude. Make eye contact with them. If you make eye contact with somebody like that, chances are they do back down because they know that you're serious. And I was being serious. But I knew he wasn't going to do nothing. Because the majority of them won't. But just be careful of the road rage out there this holiday. You're going to run into a lot of it. You're going to run into a lot of... Just go ahead and say it like it is. You're going to run into a lot of dumbasses. You're going to run into a lot of stupidity. People not paying attention. People with their nose in their phones while they're driving, with their families involved in the cars. When I mean families, I'm talking about little kids. A lot of little kids will be put in a lot of danger this holiday weekend because their relative, parent, or guardian doesn't give a shit about their life, or their own life for that matter, which is why they're picking up that damn phone. You're going to have some that's going to be drinking and driving with their kids in their car. They don't care. Well, they're selfish. The ones with phones are selfish, and the ones that have alcohol are selfish. And then you might have that moment where you may end up almost having some roadkill in front of you. What I mean by that is, animal runs out in the middle of the daggum road, not paying attention. Splat. Well, if it's a cat, dog, deer, skunk, possum, whatever. It goes back to another story that I was going to tell you. I'm going to incorporate in this video. A couple weeks ago, week or two ago, going to the dollar store, got back from the dollar store to head back home, and at this red light, this little bitty dog, don't know what kind it was, didn't have time to really figure it out, comes and is walking across the street, running across the street, or trotting across the street, right at our car. By the time I saw it, I had just enough time, barely, to react the way I did. I hit the brake to slow down. That wasn't going to stop it. I slammed even harder and jerked the wheel to the right, to the shoulder. I didn't even have time to lay on my horn. I didn't have enough reaction time to even think about laying on my horn, just slamming on the brakes and swerving. That got the dog's attention. He turned around and went right back to his house. I pulled over, tried to calm down. I put the car in park, tried to calm down. I looked over at the house. I told my wife, I said, I'll be right back. I jumped out of the car. I was going to walk over and let it be known to them that their pet just about got killed because of them not being responsible pet owners and paying attention and being out there with them. But at that time, this guy comes walking down the driveway, that driveway, going to go get in his car. I said, sir? He didn't hear me. I said, hey! Finally looked over at me and says, is that your little dog? Yeah, it just went on back inside, went back into the house. It's gone now. I said, yeah. I said, he just about ran over. He just about got killed. I said, he ran right out in front of me, right here. And I almost hit him. I said, you need to be more responsible. So there's a leash law in the county. He looked at the dog, looked at me, looked back towards the dog, looked at me, looked back towards the dog, looked back at me. Okay, thank you. That's all you got is okay, thank you? I just told you that because of your irresponsibility and lack of accountability, you just about lost your pet. By letting it run out here and run free because you come out the door and don't stop at first while you're coming out to get your car to go somewhere. I tell you that you just almost got your dog killed because of that. And all you have to say is, okay, thank you. That is what gives pet owners a bad name, right there. That is why some people should not be pet owners. I hope he doesn't own a gun. That's just going to be dangerous. Because if he acts that way about being a pet owner, God help him. God help whoever he gets around that he pulls a gun on. Or that he leaves a gun laying around for somebody to get a hold of. A kid or whatever. That's an irresponsible person. I feel sorry for his kids. I hope he ain't got none, but he does. If he does, I feel sorry for him. Sad. Somebody told me I should have just let it go and not said nothing to him at all, just drove on. No. What I did may not solve the problem, but he's been let know. He got woke up. Or at least he somebody opened up his eyes for a brief second. Because of the way he was acting when I said all that. Looking back towards the dog, looking at me, doing that about 3 or 4 times. He realized. It may not have lasted long, but for the moment he realized. He realized how stupid he was. Or actually is. Because I'm sure he hasn't learned anything. Maybe. Hopefully for the dog's sake. If not, that dog's not going to have a very long life. I mean, I could have went as far as calling 911, having Walker County show up out there, and have them give him a talking to and possibly writing him a citation for the leash law. But anyway. I got maybe 1 or 2 more left to do that I'll do this week. Might do another one tonight, I don't know. I'm going to give this one a chance to get posted up and for people to try to watch it first. I don't want to do too many at one time because I know people have a life, hopefully. And they've got other things that that they need to do as well. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Take care of yourselves. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Be aware of the road rage and be aware of potential roadkill. Be safe. Try to be responsible this season. If you drink responsibly. Please try to eat responsibly. I know everything's good, but please try not to overeat. Try to eat in moderation, and please try to drink in moderation if you're going to drink alcohol. Take care of yourselves. Be careful. Be safe. Pray for us. We'll pray for you. Love you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next one. God bless.